Hello, everybody. My name is Zerduku, and welcome back to Zap Entertainment. Today, I have some things I would like to say because I need to vent a little bit with dealing with you guys as an audience, and it's gone to and of course as before as I probably done if you watched any of my updates on this YouTube channel, you would know that I have gotten basically fed up with you guys. I'm sick and tired of being constantly ignored all the time. No matter how many books I write, no matter how many, entertainment how hard, how much blood, sweat, and tears I put into my work, I've always been ignored. And I've actually went back and watched some of my videos and I realized that everything that's happening is not a recent phenomenon. It's been going on for a long time. And I know you guys have been watching a lot of my reactions to Shoe on Head. And honestly, I'm just doing that because I have things I need to say about the things he's talking about. Especially when the fact is, she inspired me to write Music Girl, although not intentionally, accidentally, because she doesn't even know who I am, to be honest. Uh, and honestly, I feel like that's the same for a lot of people. People don't know who I am, don't know things I write, and things like that. Which I guess that's kind of fair, considering that some of the stuff I write is kind of goonish to a certain extent. I wouldn't say so. I mean, like some of my stuff is pretty out there. Proactive or whatever it is the right word I'm trying to find. I don't know. I mean, like, yeah, some of my horror stuff I did make as provocative as possible, as sexual as possible, because I was inspired by 80s horror stuff. And if you know anything about movies like Friday the 13th or the original, some of the Halloween movies, or anything from Rob Zombie's work with some of the horror stuff he's done, didn't you know that since I'm taking inspiration from those, why I'm probably put so much nudity in some of my horror writing? Because I felt like it's nudity and horror go together like bread and butter, and or better, it's basically peanut butter and jelly. It works. It can't really exist very well without the others very well. I mean, you can do horror without nudity. It's been done, and I've seen some good movies that have done it. Like for example, Krampus did a great job with a PG-13 rating, with a great storytelling. But you don't. But honestly, even though it's one of those things where you don't have to do, I just felt like I wanted to. It was more than that I really wanted to because I felt like it fits with some of the work I did with the party series. Now, also, it's not just the party series and the Rise of the Demonic Kids book that I've written. It's the some of the fantasy stuff that I've written did actually have some nudity in it, and also had some human trafficking situations. Well, for I think it was episode 4 of Battle Quest. Well, the reason why I did that is because I really wanted to make a point of human trafficking is bad. So I did sort of like a kind of metaphor. And besides, the people who were doing the human trafficking in the book actually got killed at the end. So to say that I put those things on there because that I'm a quote unquote pedophile or whatever is absolutely ludicrous in my opinion. And I don't think that it's. But honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't even think that's the issue. I don't know why people are not reacting to my books, why people are not actually reading them. At this point, I'm just like throwing stuff at the wall, trying to figure out what the hell you guys are thinking because you guys are not commenting. That's my problem. You guys are not commenting. Likes are fine, but comments are better because it allows me to understand a lot better. And honestly, I know for some reason people don't like to type a lot of things. And because they don't like the idea, oh, you have to read. I don't like making people have to read like a novel. Well, honestly, I prefer if you guys made a whole like reaction or something, even a reaction video. If you guys sent me one of your reaction videos, then I could actually learn to evolve. That would make things better for me in terms of a writer, but you guys don't do that shit, and it makes me feel like I'm doing all this for nothing. All this blood, sweat, and tears is absolutely for nothing. And I kind of feel like you guys just don't give a damn. So I'm at the point where I literally don't give a damn about you guys anymore because you guys pushed me towards that edge. Just based on your lack of choice towards negligence. I'm just trying to find the word, but it's kind of like, okay, when you do nothing, that's considered a choice. But even that, but even when you're doing nothing, can sometimes have consequences, and that's what's going on here. It's your lack of guys actually doing stuff that's having consequences is the problem. Now, as far as Shu goes, since you guys seem to be watching those videos a lot, like I said, it did inspire me to write Mutus Girl, and I have a lot of strong opinions. And with Music Girl, I understand that some people probably didn't like that particular episode too because it was anti-gay. It's basically anti LGBTQ. I just call them gay and lesbians. Okay, you know what? It's anti-gay and lesbian stuff. That's what I just call them because I cannot remember the fucking alphabet. And they keep expanding on it, which is just bonkersly stupid. So I'm just like, yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna call you gay and lesbians because that's what I've been calling you guys for the longest time, and it's so stupid. No matter how you put it. So at this point, there, guys, yes, I am gonna continue doing my books, but I'm gonna do them very differently. I'm still gonna have Punky still read some of my older stories for a reaction video at some point, and that'll become probably the 23rd, maybe after the 23rd. We still have some things we need to gather. Now, but because I have not been writing, the reason why isn't just because I kind of gave up on writing. It's because that I no longer have the proper tools to write anymore. I used to use Dragon Program, as a lot of people probably might know, depending how far you go back to my writing. But also, I went on from Dragon Program to Lily Speech to using Windows Dictation, Windows 11, Windows 11 Dictation. Windows 11 Dictation has proven itself to be non-helpful. There's a lot of issues that I can't deal with. Like, for an example, it won't put down certain words because it mistakes it for a command, and because the command is off, it won't do it. It won't put down the words, so it stops right in the middle of a sentence. Oops, I'm sorry, I hit my microphone. And then, causes a problem. Another issue is that it can't deal with things like swear words or anything to do with pornography. And you guys know that I do a rated X book sometimes. And so sometimes I will put stars instead of putting words. And that's a problem because I don't know how to spell certain words. And I have to figure out how to spell those words. And it's very difficult for me to do that. So I have to find a different dictation thing. But I don't need just a dictation program. I also need a program that can also read back to me. So I use both Windows 11 dictation and it's a Russian word. I cannot pronounce it. And I use both of those to help with my writing. Not so much in my writing now. I usually mostly use Windows Dictation and the Byako whatever for mostly for sending messages and typing out short stuff and easy stuff because for that Windows Dictation, that's easy, quote unquote. That's easy for it. It can do it. But for anything that has to do with my actual writing, which is a whole other can of worms, I kind of can't do it. It kind of makes things complicated, and I have to get a proper tool, so I have to find a better dictation program. I have one in mind. there's a microphone on Amazon that's $200 something, and it's a Dragon Program a microphone, which I'll probably get and use, but I don't have the money for it, so it's gonna take time. But also, um, even though that I don't have the proper tools at the moment, I am gonna try to see if I can find other options that doesn't require me spending like a ton of money to get the tools I need. I also have some help from independent living services a little bit with trying to find proper tools, but they're not going to help me with my books. So I'm just going to have to like when I do get the tools, all I'm going to do is I'm going to regular release not just regular release them, but I'm also going to have myself. It's not really a reaction video. It's more of me having Byaku, whatever the fuck it's called, read to you guys page by page, and I'm going to do it slowly for each video. I do apologize that I'm going to have to do it slowly, but I don't want to do the whole thing, otherwise it will get kind of jumbled up. And besides, I do want to take some time to actually pause and make sure everything is said right so you guys understand what's happening. And also, you could use, if I can't get it to say what it needs to say, I'll tell you guys right on that particular video, this is what it's supposed to say. But the problem is those videos are going to be extremely boring. Because I much rather have someone do a reaction, because that would be more funny and more engaging. But since nobody wants to help me, I'm constantly on my own. No one gives a shit. And everybody keeps making things that makes this whole thing that I want to do so complicated to the point where I have to do everything myself. And it pisses me off. It really does. Like, it's not just when I do my Let's Plays when I'm just like angry at the game, but that's just more like I'm a little angry at the game. Yeah, whatever. But it's just a video game. But when it's like something out of real life, it's different. I want to start punching things because people abandon me. And people just stop working because they don't like the content that I'm writing. So fucking what? It's just a book, for fuck's sake. Can people understand that? Entertainment is just entertainment. You don't have to go on your frickin' high horse all the time and just run away and just leave me to sink in the mud. Oh, goodbye. Just keep going to sink in the mud because I want you to die because your content is just so disgusting and it shouldn't exist. So we're just going to have you sink in the mud and let you die because we don't give a shit. To be honest, I tell you guys, I deal with depression like a lot, like seriously. And not only I'm part of the man loneliness epidemic situation where all my friends have abandoned me. I can't find a girlfriend to save my fucking life, and I'm just this autistic person that nobody cares about. If I died, no one would even care. Yeah, I'm sure they will come to my funeral and cry crocodile tears, but it wouldn't. It wouldn't stick. And honestly, to tell you the truth, I don't think they would remember me for the person that I am. Instead, they did was make up some sort of childish bullshit about the person that I am or what a person I have become over the years. And that's the thing that really makes me angry. And, okay, I gotta calm down. I gotta calm down. Okay, what am I talking about? I just shut my brain off for a second so I can chill, and now I forgot what I was talking about. You know what? Let me pause real quick. Okay, guys, I chilled a little bit. I took like a 5-minute break. So, all I'm gonna tell you guys right now is yes, I'm gonna continue doing the reactions on Shoe and Head for a little while. I'll do a few more videos. But, and as for my books, Punky's still going to read my older ones. And when I get the proper writing tools, I'll go back to writing. I think the first book series I am going to go back to is Battle Quest, because I had fun writing those. I am going to eventually go back to the Party series, because I really want to write more books than that. There's also a sequel to The Infection that I was working on. And I am gonna go back and actually try to go through it and try it again. But that probably won't be until like a couple of more years because not only is it going to be a very a big issue book, but I also need to get myself together in order to tackle that big project. But I'm going to hold that project off for as long as I can and work on smaller projects when I, get myself, back to, being normal me. Well, normal me ish, because no one's going to read my books. No one's going to do my reactions anymore. It sucks. And I'm sorry that my YouTube video books are going to be extremely boring from here on out, but there's literally nothing I can do about it. It's honestly your guys' fault to a certain extent. Even though, yes, you guys are not the gun kid, you're not my sister, you're not the, independent living services who used to edit my books. And, yeah, technically you're not those guys, so in a way it's not your fault there. But if you guys actually commented it and actually tried to help me more often, I wouldn't be in this situation. I feel like I would have had more options, to select somebody else who can not only handle this Ready X stuff and also the anti-gay and lesbian stuff that I've written. If people could actually handle that stuff and actually do a reaction video without be going like, just throw hands and walk out the door and never talk to me again, then it would be fine. Because I'm pretty unsure there's some people out there who could handle those two things. But I can't seem to find any of them right now. You know what? I think I said what I had to say. And this is already a 16-minute long video. And it's just a regular update, so it's really kind of pointless. If you guys have any questions for me or want to know where I'm live streaming now for my Let's Plays, ask me down in the comments. I'll send you a link to my live streaming area, and you can go there and you can watch my live streams, my Let's Plays. And if you have any other questions, I'll do my best to answer them. But I guarantee no one's going to comment. Very little people are going to watch this particular video because it's not Shua and Head. You people just make me so upset. It's. I also want to make something clear before I end this video. Because of my depression and how much you guys have treated me, I've gotten so low, especially with all the people who abandoned me too, on top of that, and the loneliness and all that. I've gotten so low and I've gotten so close to actually, let's say, exiting out of life. But the only reason why I'm still here to this day is not because I'm afraid of death. It's because that I'm afraid of pain. If it wasn't for that, I would have already been dead. But you know what? I'm here now, and I'm stuck in this life because I'm too much of a fucking coward to exit out the door because I'm afraid of pain. So you know what? You guys are going to have to deal with my books, and you guys continue being fucking assholes. Because, this abandonment bullshit has gotten so ridiculous that I'm just, done with all of you. I honestly really want someone to press the nuke button and just nuke the entire world. That's how fed up I am with people at this point. But I'm in a situation where I can't do anything. All I can do is just bend over and take it. And I'm getting sick of it. I'm getting tired of it. I want to do something, but there's nothing I can do. I'm just like this autistic nobody that no one gives a shit about, so what can I do? Nothing. Just bend over and take it. Go bend over and take it, bitch. That's basically what it is. And, yes, you can make a joke out of that, but I'm honestly, seriously pissed off. Like, I'm legitimately angry. Like, I'm not even joking. I'm legitimately angry at humanity at this point. This is because of the lack of empathy that people have. I'm just sick of the lack of it, or the lack of it may not just be a lack of empathy, but it also might be a an issue of negligence is the problem, or I'm trying to find the right word. Competence. That's what it is. It might be a competence issue because that does seem to be an issue with everybody. I expect that for myself because I'm autistic and very fucking retarded. But coming from normal people, I'm just like, wow. You guys actually proved yourself to be dumber than me, and that's saying a lot. I'm just honestly every time when I see something like that, when I see people being more uh, incompetent than me, I literally am just like Yoda. I'm just, Yoda from Star Wars, and I'm just sick in my head like, you just like, you know what I mean? It's like the old master watching the stupidity of the younger generation kind of deal. But actually, in my case, it's more just looking at the stupidity of human beings and just realizing, I'm the one who's supposed to be more retarded than you, but when you act more retarded than me, it's what can I say than other just going like, you know, I gotta, okay, I'm ranting way too much, and now this went from a 16-minute to almost a 20-minute video, 21-minute video. So let's end the video here, and I hope you guys handled all my thing and got all the information, all the important information out of this video. So please like and subscribe. And this is Zerduku Nobody, which you guys don't care about, signing out.